All right, today we're wanting to turn our work in. So for the first project in the class, we had the solar system, and that was an animated movie. And in order to turn that in, we created a play blast with the animation that we built. Now, in this particular video, what I've got is a model that I built. So in any of the other projects where you're building models, this would be an example. Not that you'll be building a tricycle, but just as an example. Okay, what I did was I created a turntable. You can refer to the turntable video for animation on how to create that turntable, and even how to render. If you look down under rendering for render turntable. But basically, when you create the turntable, you'll get this sort of a thing, which is based off of the camera perspective, and it just grabs that and rotates it around whatever object is selected. Okay, so now to turn our work in, we're going to turn in movie files. But if along the way you're having trouble with something and you need to get a snapshot of your scene and say this, you could use Photoshop to point and say, look, at right in here I'm having trouble with, and you could zoom in and you can do screen captures. Or in Maya, you can also do a render. So right here, we'll just do a quick render of this scene. And notice when I do it, it comes out black because I've set everything as black. It's black on black. So in order to fix that, what I'll do is I'll select my camera. So under View, select Camera. So that's this camera, and it's locked. But I'll go to the attributes for this camera. So Control or Command A, or click right up here, and you can get the attributes. And then you'll want to go down. So you'll come up here, right? And then you'll scroll down to environment. Okay, so the environment right now is set to a background color of black, and I'm going to render this black over white. So I'll just grab and make that white. I can make that blue or any other color by clicking and changing the color. Okay, so now that it's black, I'm going to go back to here, and then I'm going to press the render again. So there's a frame. Now I can do a file, and I can save image, and I can save something that's going to be able to be readable that I request you consider using the JPEG. So there's all kinds of formats, but JPEG, then you can quickly upload that to the discussion board, and you could get some answers on what you're trying to do there. You could edit this image in Photoshop. Okay, let's say what you wanted to do actually is upload the scene file. Now, if you're at this point, you could upload an MB file. There'd be a single scene file. So you dig into the computer and find where the scene file is. But if you wanted to actually back up the whole project, if you have other things besides just the scene in here, you might have, this is how you do that. So under File, you would go under Archive Scene. Right, so I'm going to click on that. And what that'll do is create a zip file for my scene, and it'll place it right in the folder. So you could go in, I'll open up a browser. Okay, and there we see the zip file for our scene that we saved. And we can upload that single file because it contains everything that this scene would require to be viewed, regardless of what additional components it has added to it. So if you need to do that, that's exactly the way to go about that. So there's not for assignments, right? But if you're wanting to get help on something and you needed to provide that information, you could render, save a JPEG. You could save as and export a, what was the language on that again? You can archive your scene, right? And then you'll be saving that out, and you can upload those to the discussion area, or wherever you need to. You could email it to me or to whoever it is that